Hello, hello. We're back at it. Wednesday yoga. Let's come to the back of our mats and come into mountain pose. Toes together, heels slightly apart. Roll the shoulders up and back. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale. Right hand on the belly, left hand on the heart. Soften your gaze or close your eyes. And just notice the regular pattern of your breathing. The slight undulation of the belly and the chest with each breath. Like water lapping ashore, the breath is there. Breath is our anchor, our flow, our through line, always there for us, always the essential life force that brings us to our vitality, our presence, our here-ness, our aliveness. And just try to lengthen that breath, taking a longer inhale in through the nose. Feel the coolness of the air on the nostrils. And exhale through the nose, maybe making a little hissing sound with the back of the throat to control that exhale, elongate it. Try a few more of that. Easing into elongating the breath. And notice each time you do that lengthening of the breath, notice how you feel. Notice what changes. Notice the sensations that arise in your body, in your head, in your mind. One more time, the deepest of breaths, in through the nose, out through the nose. Give yourself a little rub on the belly and the chest, maybe a little tap, a gentle tap. And bring those hands up to the chest, fingers tapping right up below the clavicle, on the shoulders, gently tapping the neck, gently tapping the jaw, the sinuses along the bridge of your nose, the temples, the forehead, and the top of the head, awakening the top of the head, the back of the head. And then release that energy, shake out the hands, take a nice deep breath in, reach up and look up, and let's just stay here. Exhale, but exhale into a nice long reach. Stretching all four corners of the feet down into the mat as you lift the fingertips to the ceiling. Maybe you look up, drop the shoulders, wrap the rib cage, lift the belly, lengthen through the legs. Breathe here for a few breaths. On the exhale, take those arms out and down as you bring the chin to the chest. And then the shoulders forward. Knees are softly bent. Continue with this roll down. Heavy head, heavy arms, heavy shoulders. Curving the spine slowly, slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, through the mid back, the low back, the waistline, and then the pelvis, and then heavy, heavy torso forward into a very soft forward fold. Again, I've got that micro bend in my legs, taking weight into the hands. Put your hands down on the mat in front of you. Lift the heels off the floor as you bend the knees over the toes, tucking your chin into your chest, top of the head, reaching towards the floor. Find yourself in this tight, tight ball, lifting the belly towards the spine, dropping the pelvis down towards the heels, top of the head forward. Find that tight curve. On the inhale, walk the hands forward into plank and find that parallel line with the floor. So your body is parallel with the floor. Find the plank, hold plank. Big breaths. And then bending those knees, walking the hands back towards the feet, bending the knees, coming back to that tight, tight, tight ball, lifting the belly towards the spine. Sending the heels to the floor as you lengthen the legs, top of the head moves towards the floor. Forward fold again with the soft knees. Belly button lifts the spine as you roll back up to mountain pose, vertebrae by vertebrae, slowly, 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 back up to mountain. Big breath in, sweeping those arms up, looking up. Exhale, arms come down the side of the body, chin comes to chest, rolling down one more time, a little bit faster this time, shoulders, upper back, mid back, low back, waistline, pelvis tilt maybe a little bit, floor folds, taking weight into the hands, bending the knees over the toes, belly button lifts towards the spine, tight, tight circle. Inhale, walk the hands forward into plank. Exhale, plank. Breathe here. Bending the knees, walking the hands back to that tight curve. Tucking the chin, weight in the hands, sending the heels to the floor as the legs lengthen through that forward fold. Belly button lifts the spine. Vertebrae by vertebrae, and the last one, here we go. Taking it a little faster, inhale, reach up. Exhale, swing the arms down, roll down. Slow and steady, all the way down to your fold, all the way into your curve, your tight, tight, tight curve, all the way out into your plank. Hold plank. And walking the hands back, bending the knees, tight, tight curve, heels to the floor, forward fold, top of the head down towards the mat, belly button lifts the spine, roll back up. Good. Let's take the shoulders up on the inhale, hold the breath, squeeze the shoulders behind you and exhale back and down. Try that a few more times. Taking the right hand to the left side of the head, flexing the left palm, lifting the belly button. Hold the space between the shoulder and the ear. Don't pull on the head, but let the weight of the hand give you that extra stretch. Breathe here. Rolling the shoulders back, flexing that palm. And then maybe take the chin just down on the diagonal slightly. See if that feels different. Maybe hold your head in a different spot and rotate back and then forward and then back. Gently release and switch sides. Exhale into that neck opener, lifting the belly, feet are planted and rooted in the mat. Rotating that chin forward slowly. And back. And forward. And back. And release. Go ahead and take those arms out and just cross the right over the left. Give yourself a little hug. Let's inhale, lift the elbows up as high as you can. Lift, lift, lift. Maybe even go into a little arch with tight glutes. And then exhale, bending the knees forward. And then pulling those shoulders down towards the ground. So you want to open up that space between the two scapula. My knees are slightly bent. My pelvis is slightly tilted. Inhale. Big reach up, elbows to the ceiling. And exhale down, pull, letting the weight of the hands and the arms pull those shoulders away from each other. One more time, inhale up. Arch, squeeze those butt cheeks. And release forward, heavy, heavy, heavy arms. And maybe take the right hip back. And then the left hip back. And then play with the right and the left. And then scoop the belly button towards the spine. Coming back up to neutral. Open those arms. Interlace the fingers behind you. Send the pointy finger down into the mat. Squeeze the shoulders together behind you and open up the chest. Look up. And release. Take the other arm on top. And inhale. Elbows to the ceiling. Little arch, gentle arch here. Exhale, bending the knees. Heavy, heavy, heavy arms. Using the weight of the arms to pull those shoulders open. So we're getting that upper back stretch. Tucking the pelvis slightly. Inhale. Lengthen, look up. Exhale. Down. Last time, inhale, look up. Exhale all the way through into that curve. Feel that lower back. The right pelvis pulls back. The left pelvic bone pulls back. The right and then the left. The right and then the left. And then you scoop the belly button towards the spine and get a real deep low back stretch. Come back to neutral. Open up those arms. Let's do an inverted prayer. So you kind of work your way, your hands up your back into an inverted prayer. See if you can get those hands up the back. And then see if you can open up the chest and the elbows. Reaching the root of the hands together. I can't get mine together, but I'm sending that energy into the base of the palm. Opening up the chest and the elbows and the shoulders. Ooh, slowly come out of that, shake those wrists. Let's just take a few head circles. Ooh, maybe let the shoulders get involved. Want to loosen up. After that stretching, we want to get some mobility, change your direction. One way and then the other, shoulders and head, nice and slow. Beautiful. All right. Coming back to the back of our mat. Let's take a nice deep breath in, looking up, reaching up. This time we're going to take those arms out and we're going to dive through our flat back all the way down into our forward fold. Let's just hang out here, shake the knees out and the head. Take a nice deep breath here. If you want to take your elbows in your hands, go ahead and do that. If you want to grab some blocks, we're going to hang here for a second in forward fold. I want you to feel the torso lifting and releasing over the legs. Now the backs of the knees have that slight micro bend. The sits bones are trying to reach towards the ceiling. The top of the head is trying to drop towards the mat. Big sigh. Release those hands. Let's walk the hands out into down dog and let's establish our down dog. So taking a couple deep breaths here. So we're going to go ahead and bend the right knee. We're going to drop the right hip down towards the mat and look under the left armpit. Do you see how you get that amazing stretch along the left side of your torso? Breathe here. And then reestablish your down dog. Take a nice breath here. On the exhale, bend the left knee, drop the left hip towards the mat, but keep your kind of pelvis up in the air, and then look under the right armpit. I'm kind of dropping my right foot flat on the mat to get that side torso stretch. Come back in to down dog. Roll up into plank. Now, of course, if plank is not where you want to be today, come into half plank with your knees on the floor. And we're going to do a slow chaturanga down to the mat with the elbows nice and tight to the chest. Release the toes, pull the mat towards you. Come into cobra. And then push all the way back into prayer. Rest your forehead on the mat. And just let the hips rock a little bit side to side. Let the belly fall onto the thighs. Big breath in. Taking the hands over to the right, get that torso stretch that we just had in down dog. To feel how this is different. Try the other side. And back to center. Coming all the way up onto all fours. We're going to take that right leg up. We're going to do a little pulse here. 1 and 2, heel toward the ceiling. And then we're going to exhale and contract the knee to the nose. Send it out, inhale. Exhale, pulse. Inhale, pulse. Exhale, contract. All the way in and all the way out. Heel is reaching towards, stomping that wall behind us. And you can really bend that spine when you do that contraction and bring the knee to the nose. So you can think about bringing the belly button to the spine to engage the core. We're also getting just the glute a little warmed up with that little pulse that we're doing. Good, sending that leg out and down. Go ahead and tuck the toes and let's come back into down dog. Big breath in down dog. Shaking out the head. Rolling through the spine into plank or half plank. Full or half chaturanga. Cobra. Prayer. And all fours. Left leg comes up. Pulse twice. And then bring the knee to the nose. Trying to keep those arms lengthened, but not locked in the elbow. Really tighten that glute. Pay attention to the glute when you do those pulses. If you send your attention to it, you can't help but engage it. Couple more. Using the core to bring the knee to the nose. And extend that leg, bring it back, tuck the toes, come back to down dog, big breath in down dog. Inhale, come into plank, drop the knees, and let's just do 5 push-ups right here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take the knees a little further apart than they were before, and then come back into that prayer pose. Let the chest fall forward. Sigh it out. Surrender. Don't think about anything else, but just being here now. Coming on up to all fours, bring that right leg forward. We're gonna stay here, take a nice breath in, just look up. And then on the exhale, we're gonna place the left hand on the mat, tuck the back toe, and swing that arm up as the knee comes off the floor. 3 circles with the arm. 1, 2, 3, and hold with a little twist. And knee comes down, foot comes down, little prayer pose. Coming back up, step the left leg forward. Inhale. All the way up, arms come up. On the exhale, the right hand comes to the mat. The right knee comes off the floor. We reach back, we look back, and then we circle the arm 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Open up into your twist. Hand comes down, knee comes down, foot comes back, and prayer. Big breath in prayer. Coming onto all fours, tuck the toes back into down dog. Let's just take that right leg up with a bent knee, and we'll do a couple circles with that knee, tracing the wide circle with knee, just to kind of get the hips a little bit mobilized. Try the opposite direction. We'll bring that leg down, switch, do the other leg. Tracing those wide circles, one direction and then the other. Back to down dog. Go ahead and let's come down. Let's come down onto all fours. Kickstand the left foot behind the left knee. Let's shift and stack the right hip on top of the left. And we'll do a nice big sweep here. Holding that extension, fingertip to toe. Bringing the hand to the waist, let's just tap that foot down. Tap, tap. 3, 2, and 1. Bringing that right side of your body back to the mat. Tuck the toes. Back to down dog, our home base. Big breath here. All the way back down onto the mat. Kickstand the right foot behind the right knee. Shift and stack the left hip on top of the right. Take that foot off the ground and reach that arm up and over. Long parallel line with the floor, fingertip to toe. Hand comes to the waist, we tap 5 times. Make sure there's space between your shoulder and your ear. Left side body comes back to the mat, tuck the toes, and come into down dog. Big breath in down dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Hold here. Take the hands off the mat. Look to the right. Look center. Look to the left. Look center. And release. Push all the way up. All the way back to prayer. And release in prayer. Big sigh. And when you're ready, I will meet you on your knees or standing for our pranayama, our 20 breaths. That was a good full body warm up. So our 20 breaths, marking the end of our warm up, the midpoint of our class. We're going to inhale, look up, reach up, exhale, bring our hands through heart center. Play with your rhythm, play with your speed. See you on the other side. 3 more. On that third, interlace the fingers and the palms to the ceiling. Stretch the shoulders up towards the ceiling one at a time. Stacking them higher and higher and higher. Keep that length. Coming into tree pose. So we keep that expansive length through the standing leg, through the pelvis, through the waistline, through the rib cage, through the shoulder girdle, the shoulders and the neck and the jaw. And then we take those arms up. Maybe point our pointy fingers through the ceiling, up into the sky, into the atmosphere. Finding our way out with ease. And then finding our way in on the other side. Efficient energy, no judgment. We are where we are. Beautiful. Coming to the front of our mat. Take a nice deep breath in. Let's come into chair pose. Lifting the belly. Trying to get that long spine. Fingertip to the edge of the pelvis. One line. Lifting the heels off the floor. Seeing if you can come down with the pelvis a little bit deeper. Dropping the heels and stepping back into crescent pose. Lifting the chest. Back heel is off the floor. Finding crescent. Few breaths here. From here, we're going to push off that back leg and reach the hands down towards the mat. And we're going to lift that leg that was in the back, the right leg, up in the air for standing split. Now our standing split may be more like a standing 45-degree angle, or a 70-degree angle, or a 60. Walking the hands back towards our foot is another challenge. Breathe here. We're going to bend the standing leg slowly with control. Drop that foot back into the crescent pose. We're going to lift the torso off the floor and then lift it all the way back up to crescent. And then we're going to push off that back leg to come forward and come into mountain. Breathe here for a moment. Roll the shoulders up and back. Chair pose. Lifting the heels off the ground. Settling down into that pose a little bit more. Dropping the heels. Sending the left leg back. Chest lifts, crescent, opposite side. Totally blanking on what I did next. What the heck? Oh yeah, standing split. Push off the back leg. Hands come to the mat. Back leg comes up in the air. Hands walk a little closer to that standing foot. Try to touch the nose to the knee. Breathe here. Slowly bending that standing leg, replacing that foot back into the crescent stance, then lifting the torso back to the crescent stance, then pushing forward into mountain. Big breath, roll the shoulders up and back. Whew. That's some good stuff. Get some water. Coming to the front of our mat. Chair pose. Lift the heels. Sink. Heels come down. Right leg goes back. Drop the heel. Come into warrior one. So square off the pelvis. Holding warrior one. Taking the torso down and then sweeping the arms back. Bringing the torso back up, saying hello to your warrior one. One more dip. Finding that length from top of the head to the heel. Sorry, I lied. This is the last one. 3. And coming up. Opening up the pelvis to find your warrior two. So you really want to find that stacked right hip right behind the left hip. The knee is tracking to the left. Find your warrior two, sink a little deeper. And we'll do a little push me, pull you. Reach, and then pull. Reach forward with the torso, and pull. Last one, I know it's burning. Reach, and pull. Lift the back heel off the mat. Come back to crescent. And push forward. Woo! To mountain. That's a burst of energy there. Chair. Heels up. Drop the pelvis. Heels down. Left foot back. Drop the heel. Square the hips. Warrior one. Opposite side. Torso leans forward as we swing the arms back. Big breath in. Exhale, torso. Tilts forward. Big breath in. And one more time. As we come up, we open the left hip to fall in line behind the right hip. We come into our warrior two. Breathe here. Find if you can get a little bit deeper. And then Reach forward with the torso, pull back. Reach forward, pull back. Reach forward, pull back. Center yourself. Flip that heel up in the back. Find your crescent and push forward into mountain. Inhale, roll those shoulders up and back. Woo! Right. Shake, shake, shake. I lost myself. Okay, get some water. Let's come on down to our mats. All right. Planting our right hand behind us, fingertips away from the body. We're going to come into a bridge with one hand. So we're going to inhale, elbow is tucked into the waist. On the exhale, we're going to press all the way up into that table position, bridge. Right arm is underneath the shoulder, left arm is up in the air, and then we're going to come down onto our booty, bring the hands to prayer, twist to the other side, plant the left hand. Inhale, exhale, push all the way up, hold here for a breath, come down on the exhale, hands to prayer, twist. You got the sequence. Press, recover, twist to their side. Press, recover, twist. One more set, both sides. This is a glute and a core exercise. Trying to find creative ways to get a two for one. Go ahead and rest. Let's roll down onto our backs, arms right above us. Actually, let's take the legs off the ground too. We're going to drop the left toe and then bring it up. Right toe, bring it up. And then maybe even let's add the arms as the left toe goes down, the right arm reaches all the way above the head. Come back up. Right toe, left fingertips, tap. If you want an extra challenge, you can straighten the leg and bring it up. Or you can have the arms and legs straight. Take the left arm with the right leg, bring it back up. Left leg with the right arm, drop, tap. Find your coordination. It's all a little hard to speak and do at the same time, but you basically want the opposite arm and leg to be moving at the same time. And you can play and try both. Good. Release. Let's take the hands just right up. We're going to inhale here. Feet are flat on the floor. On the exhale, we're going to come all the way up to sitting. Find that nice long flat back. And then roll back down slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae. Hands are right extended and right in front of us. So we can't use the arms to help us with our momentum. So it's a very controlled ascent all the way into this nice long line, and then a controlled descent back down. Couple more of these. Good. Coming up onto our elbows. Yeah, so I've got my forearms on the mat. You can have your legs bent here and just bring the thighs together, crossing, or you can have the legs open and we're just gonna cross, open and close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release, let the knees fall side to side. One more set, up on those elbows, don't sink down into your shoulders, press the chest. Remember, you can do these with legs bent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo! Release on down. We'll do our bridge, although we've already done some bridges today. Hands down by our sides. We're gonna press up to bridge. And you can, options here, stay here or just drop down and repeat that. Or you can come up and lift the right knee like you're marching, lift the left knee, and then come down. So you can skip the marching if you want and just do the bridge press. But whatever you do, do it with your focus on the glutes. And don't hang out at the bottom of the bridge, yeah? It's just a little moment where you release. And the release is actually for your spine. But you really want to keep those glutes working. One more. Beautiful. Extend the legs. Inhale, reach the arms over the head. Exhale, peel the body off the floor. Come into a nice long seated position. And then exhale and release into a forward full seated stretch. Grab the feet if you want to. And we're just going to hang out here for a minute. Releasing into the exhale. Letting the exhale be the surrender into the stretch. With every exhale, fall a little bit deeper into the pose. You really don't have to work too hard on this. Walking yourself up to seated. Let's take the right leg out and the tucked in. Pull the meat off the bones of your pelvis, sit nice and tall. Flex that front foot, and I can't see it, but my toes are towards the ceiling. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold over that leg. Grab hold of the bottom of the heel if you can. Send attention to the left side of the body. Wrapping it down, feel that delicious stretch in the low back. Lift that knee. Take the right arm out and hug the left knee. Inhale, lift the left arm up. And then exhale, open up that body for a nice spinal to the left shoulder, dropping the shoulders down. And release, switch sides, extend the left, tap the right. Sit on top of those sits bones, nice and long. Flex that foot, inhale, look up. Exhale, fold the torso over the leg. Grab the bottom of the foot if you can. Wrap the right side of the body down and breathe. Walking the hands up slowly, lifting the knee. Taking the left arm out and crossing the body, hooking the knee into the fold of the elbow. Inhale, right arm comes up. Exhale, open and twist. Beautiful. Swinging those legs around. Find your way back onto your mat. Go ahead and grab hold of the outside of those feet. Come into happy baby. Try and flatten your lower back on the mat. Give yourself a gentle sway from side to side. Inhale, release, stretch the feet away from the toes, the fingers. Hold the breath, squeeze everything. The hands, the feet, the ankles, the elbows, the knees, the shoulders, the pelvis, the rib cage, the core, the face. Hold it, hold it, hold it, release. Swallow. Remove the tongue from the roof of the mouth. Stick out the tongue. Say, ah. And make your way into Shavasana. Hands down by your sides, palms up. Close your eyes. And let's honor the work we've done today. And you're welcome to stay in Shavasana for as long as you want. Otherwise, we'll close our practice today with joy and graciousness and exuberance and excitement for all that yoga brings to our life, our day, our body. With a smile in my heart, the spirit in me salutes the spirit in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for coming. See you next time.